Good morning. I hope everybody can hear me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Sunday. Beautiful Sunday here in Texas. Good morning, everybody. I just want to make sure that I'm working here. I've been having some technical difficulties before, so I just want to make sure that I'm working. And that everybody can hear me. Let me see here. Hello, hello. Okay, yep. I am being heard, and that's all that matters. Okay. I need to adjust some things here. Sorry, everybody. Okay. So if you're just joining me, I wanted to take today and talk about Sebastian. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to talk about why we're normalizing like a 60-hour work week, right? I really want to talk about that. When I was working full time, I remember this. Like, you guys, it's crazy. I remember this. I remember driving to work and feeling like I'm this zombie driving with like 50 other, 100,000 other zombies driving to work. Like, in our society, we normalize working 60 hours, 40 to 60 hours a week. Like, like it should be normal, and like we should be proud of that. Like, oh, I work so hard. I work 60 hours a week. Or my boss says I work really hard because I work 60 hours a week. Why is that normalized? Like, that doesn't give us any kind of, work-life balance at all, ever. That's how I feel about it. If you're just joining me, good morning. I'm a Polish Canadian crazy mom of two crazy boys. I live in the US. We live in Texas where it's really hot right now. Um, and I'm married to this amazing man who has gotten me, out of my mental and emotional funks many, many times. But um, I wanted to jump on here because people have this thing about talking about like making money online, talking about digital marketing. And so I start out because I want to talk about normalizing, like how we normalize in our society working, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. My husband used to work for a company that was their schedule. It was literally 10-hour days. That was normal for them. Yeah, he got paid overtime because by law he had to, but they literally normalized. That was his schedule. He could never work 8-hour days. It was always 6 to 4. And then he had a 1 hour commute each way. So he was actually out of the house 12 hours per day. Where do you find a work-life balance there, right? Like, when you see these companies on Indeed and everybody is posting work, and they're trying to like draw you in, apply for this job, and then they give you all these like things, incentivize you. So here's good pay, $60,000 a year or whatever it is. And then on top of that, we give you 2 weeks vacation to start. 2 weeks vacation, that's your work-life balance. And then on top of that, we put into your 401k, or we match your 401k, right? That's your incentive, right? We give you health benefits. So these are things that are like, these companies are drawing you in to be like, okay, work for us for 50 to 60 hours a week. If you're on salary, you don't even get overtime most of the time. And it's like, well, but if you're on salary, you can work more. You need to help out. If you're in a leadership position, you're typically working more anyways. But there's bonuses and there's all these things. So they're trying to incentivize us, and they're like, we're normalizing working these 60-hour weeks, 50 to 60-hour weeks, and then they're telling you it's a good work-life balance. There is nothing about that says good work-life balance. How many hours does it take most of you to get your work done in a day? Like, if you're being efficient, I think there was a study done on this, that most people can get their work done within 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. You don't need a full 8 to 10 hours to get your work done if you're being efficient, right? So to me, it was just, I don't know. I was getting tired of that grind of working a 40, 50, 60-hour weeks and not having my work-life balance, because the work-life balance was a freaking sham, to me, right? And then on top of that, I really felt like I was a zombie driving around. I got in my car in the mornings and I'm driving to work and I see everybody else with the same expression on their face. And I was like, I'm in zombie land right now. Like, I feel like I'm in zombie land. It's craziness. I was just like, this is not how I want my life to be. Now, I don't want my life to be that way because I feel like life is short. When I was 15 years old, my mom passed away from cancer at 36. 36. At the time when you're 15, um, that number, that 36, feels like you're eons away, like you're so far away from 36. It feels like, whew. She passed away when I was 15 years old. So 36 to me was like way out there, right? Like, oh, I have lots of time. I'm 43 right now. So I have surpassed her lifespan now. And I have to tell you that at 36, I felt like my life was barely just starting. Like, I hadn't accomplished enough in my life. Like, I feel like at least I should have another 60 years to go, right? At 36. But I didn't want to miss stuff with my kids anymore. I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck, even though I was making decent money. My husband was making decent money, but we were still struggling. We were still living paycheck to paycheck. We could never put money away. In order for us to save for like any kind of vacation, it took like 3 years for a decent sized vacation with kids, or we were using our tax return or something. Like, it was a nonstop struggle all the time. But we normalize these 60-hour work weeks, 40, 60, 50-hour work weeks. And to me, like, I knew like I had an internal struggle all the time, like totally an internal struggle all the time. I didn't want to be under somebody else's umbrella. I didn't want to be under somebody else's guise and be like, there's nothing wrong with companies that you work for that I worked for. They're just fine. And they started out at zero. They started out with a dream that they had to build this huge company, right? They started out in their garage. They started out of their car. They started out doing little things and then they grew. And then, that was their dreams. And my dream was always um, to be able to work for myself, to be able to decide how much I was going to make, to be able to decide when I was going to be able to take vacation, how much. My husband used to work for a company that they wouldn't allow him to take vacation in the summer because that was their busiest time of the year. But that's when our kids are off school. So it's, so where is that you telling him that he gets 2 or 3 weeks vacation, but he really doesn't get to choose when he gets to take that vacation, right? Only during this and this time. And this is the life we're living. Like, life is so short, you guys. Like, that whole thing that you're living, that line that you're living between your birth and your death, that line, that's what makes the difference, right? That's what's important in life, is what we do in our line, in our dash. And I feel like there's so much more to it than that. Do we need people like lawyers, doctors, people saving lives? Yeah, we do, 100%. But I was just really unfulfilled. I was really unfulfilled in my career, and I really wanted to be with my kids. I really wanted to be able to have that. I wanted to have my husband not have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and then only see our kids 1 hour out of the day. Right? Like, I really didn't want that for him. I didn't want that for us, you know? And the thing is, like, this is the world we live in. We have to make money. We have to pay for bills. We have to put food on the table. This is the world we live in. So then I started thinking about, how else can I do that? How else can I make a living? How else can I put money on the table or food on the table? How else can I pay my bills? And so I grew up in a generation where you go to work for one company or two companies or whatever. You work your 40 years and then sayonara, here's your retirement. You get money from the state. You get your government pension, and then that's it. Right? And that's it. And I'm like, there's got to be more. There's got to be more. And so I wasn't happy with that. I'm like, this isn't what I want. Like for me, I needed more. And I wanted more. I really wanted more. I'm like, people have dreams all the time to make their dreams come true. So this is what I wanted for myself and for my family. Like this is really what I wanted. And so I thought, well, people are making money online nowadays because, in the last few years, that's the way the world's been going. So I'm going to start looking into that. And I did. And I started looking into it. And then I spent months and months and months and months and months looking at things, watching people make money online on TikTok or on Facebook or on Instagram, doing all kinds of things from home, affiliate marketing, social media management, like all kinds of things. And I'm like, well, if somebody else is doing it, I want to be able to do it. I want to find something that I can do online from home, right? Like I want to be able to not have to spend an hour in traffic every morning feeling like a freaking zombie as I'm driving to work and counting the days, literally counting the days for when the weekend comes, right? Sunday, I was dreading going to work. I had this dread in me, like, ugh, here we go, another week, right? And then you're counting your days until the weekend, and you're counting the hours. And when you screw up your days and you think it's Wednesday, but it's Tuesday, you just get this pit in your stomach, like, oh, I have 3 more days of work. And I enjoyed parts of my job. I did. It wasn't like it was some horrific thing, but I just it wasn't fulfilling me. And so I would count my days till the weekend. How many of you are doing that? For going to sleep because it makes tomorrow come sooner. Exactly, right? Totally, Greg. Exactly. I dreaded going to sleep at night on Sundays because that was the end of my weekend. And when long weekends came along, I was like, oh my God, 3-day weekend. Yes. 3-day weekend. And when I had vacation, my 2 weeks vacation, that was 2 weeks and 52 weeks, right? When you take those, do you take those when your kids are from like finishing school at Christmas? Like, and I have family all over the place too. So we don't all live in the same area. So planning vacations around families, planning, vacations around Christmas and around summertime and everything. It was never enough. And then you had sick days, and I didn't have a set limit of sick days because I was in the leadership, but it didn't matter. You still have a certain amount of sick days. And if you take too many, whoa, 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 that's no good, right? What if you're really sick? What if your kids are really sick? Like life happens and you're always on somebody else's schedule. I just didn't want to be on somebody else's schedule anymore. I was just like, I was losing time with my family, with my husband. I was burning out. I was stressed out all the time. I was dreading Mondays. And just like Greg was saying, I was trying to I don't want to go to sleep because that makes Monday come faster. And then I was counting my days. Oh, it's Monday. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh my God, it's Thursday. Friday finally came along. So the weekend comes. And on the weekends, what are you doing? You're trying to play catch up from the week. We gotta do some cleaning. We gotta do some major grocery shopping. And then you start the damn thing over again. And when you're going to work, you finish work at what, 4:30, 5 o'clock. You get home at 5:30, whatever it is. You got to make quick dinners. You got to spend, by the time you're done dinner, clean up at 7 o'clock. Kids have got to go to bed, homework, all this stuff. How much time do you have? How much time do you have for yourself? How much time do you have with your family? I mean, realistically, what are we doing here, people, as a society, right? What are we doing? And when most of us, when we go to work, we can do our work day in 4 hours, probably. I think that was a study done. That when you go to work, you can get all your work done in a shorter period of time. So who came up with this 8-hour or 10-hour rule, and when did they do that? Why do we have to stay at work for 8 to 10 hours or 12, some of us? Who put that rule in as a full-time job? Because if you want health benefits from this company, you have to work full-time in order to gain those health benefits or other incentives, right? And And there's companies advertise, we have a great work-life balance, great work-life balance. What does that even mean? That's not a great work-life balance. Is working 40 hours a week and giving you 3 weeks vacation a better work-life balance than 2 weeks? While you're like a zombie driving to work every morning with 30,000 other people looking the same as they're driving in their cars? I didn't want that. I was like, I'm a freaking zombie. Like, everybody has the exact same expression on their face when they get in their cars in the morning trying to beat traffic to get to work. It is crazy. I would look at people and I'm like, oh my God, that's me. That's everybody. Because most of us hated it. Most of us hated it. Or hate it still. And I was like, this can't be what life is all about. Like, I felt like what was that? Stepford Wives? I think that movie was Stepford Wives, where they're all the same, living in the same, like, every house is exactly the same. I felt like a zombie driving to work. I felt like that. I really did. I was like, I'm just one of 10,000, 20,000 people doing the exact same thing at the exact same time every single morning, coming home at the exact same time every single day, trying to beat rush hour traffic so I can get to my family faster, so I can go pick up my son, who I haven't seen all day, so I can go pick him up because, who he was staying with, who was taking care of him, was like, oh, he walked today for the first time. Oh, he said this word. And I didn't get to be there first to hear that. And neither did his dad. And I'm like, is this really what our life should be about? Right? Life is short. If you're just joining me, hi Chris, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. If you're just joining me, I'm a Polish Canadian mom. I live in the US right now. We live in Texas with my husband and 2 boys. We're like rocking the RV lifestyle for now. And I'm talking about how I was sick and tired of the 60-hour workday, and I want to change. I felt like there needed to be something better, something bigger. My mom, if you're just joining me, sad story, but she passed away from cancer at 36. At 36 years old, you guys. I was 15 at the time, and it was devastating for me when she passed away at 15, but I didn't quite understand what 36 really meant. Because to me, 36 was an eternity away, right? Like, that was, oh, you're old. 15-year-olds, 10-year-olds, like, that's far, far away. But damn, that time just flies. And when I was 36, it really hit me that I am now her age, and I have surpassed her age now because I'm in my early 40s, and I'm going, I've lived 7 years longer than she did, and I still feel like I'm not done with life. So she didn't even get to do 90% probably of the things she ever wanted to do in this life. She never got to see her grandkids, you guys. She didn't get to see me get married. So for me, when I say life is short, I really mean that. And, I feel like we're always trading something for something else. Right now, when we're working 60-hour weeks for somebody else, 50-hour weeks, 40-hour, we're trading time for money, right? And we need money. We need money to work. We need money to pay bills. We need money to feed our kids. But I'm like, there has to be a better way. So years and years and years ago, about 10 years ago, no, it's been 2009, I opened up a day spa, physical business, you guys. And if you ever had your own business, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know how it's going for you, or if you did have one, what happened. I had a physical business, and I had a day spa in Canada. I spent about $100,000 on this business to get it going. Okay, $100,000, and within 4 years, I closed down my business because I just want to make sure you guys can still see me. I closed down my business because I wasn't getting a return on my investment. I wasn't seeing profits. I was losing people working wise because I couldn't compete with bigger companies who could provide healthcare plans and so forth. Like I could only hire 2 or 3 girls at a time in aesthetics. And so I could like for the smaller you are as a company, the more expensive health benefits are for your people. So the bigger you are as a company, the more people you employ, the cheaper the health benefits become. So for me, I was like, I can't afford it. I was really small. I was a small little spa in Canada and I couldn't afford it. And I had like 2 people working for me. So, they went somewhere else and I understand. So it was a revolving door. I had a really hard time keeping staff. And it was so expensive. Rent was really expensive on the space. And then I invested over $100,000 in this business and never saw a return on my investment over the 4 years. Now, there was a lot of mistakes I made. That's on me. I get it, right? Totally, that's on me. But there was just things that when you're running a brick and mortar is so much harder. You are having to reinvest in your business. When you're working for somebody else, you're never working for yourself. So for me, I was like, there has to be something better. I did end up going back to work after, and I felt unfulfilled. For those of you that are just joining me, good morning. I'm Camilla. I'm talking about how I really despise the 40, 50, 60-hour work week and how it felt like it was not giving me quality of life, that it wasn't quality of life. And frankly, for those of you that are just joining, I feel like, and this was actually a study done, okay, about this, that you can get all your work done in 4 hours because most of us are that efficient. So what are we working 8 to 10 hours for a company? Who came up with 8 to 10 hours anyways? Like at what point, who decided that that was a good number for us to be spending at work? If we're spending 1/3 of our day at work, at least, then we are commuting, right? Like I was driving to work and I felt like a bloody zombie. Like I was watching people next to me in cars and we all had the same look on our faces. The dread of going to work. Yeah, I enjoy parts of my job, but I actually didn't like it. I didn't want to be there. That's my son. He wants to be on the live too. I didn't want to be there. I dreaded it. I miss my kids. My son, not this one, my older son. Say hi. My older one started walking while I was working. I never got to see that. He started talking while I was working. I never got to see that. And so it was really, really hard for me. Okay, can I mommy talk now, please? Gabriel, sit down. So it was really hard for me. On top of that, for those of you that are just joining me, I felt like I needed something more. I feel like life is really short for us, you guys. And I have experience in this. For those of you that are just joining, I'm Camilla, by the way. And I'm talking about why I decided to start working for myself. And I've done many things, you guys. I really have. But what I hated about having a 60-hour, 50-hour work week, what I feel like we don't have a good work-life balance. Listen, when I was 15 years old, my mom passed away from cancer. She was 36. 36. How many of you guys are over the age of 36 now or have had death in your family of close ones? Put a 1 in the comments for me because it changes you. It really changes you. And most of my life, I grew up in this era of you go to work for somebody else, you put in your 40 hours at 40 years, and then you retire and you should be bloody happy doing it. And you should be grateful and happy that you have a job because that's what our parents did. No. Like, I think after that is what I was like, I need something different. I need something else to make me money, but I can still have that freedom of time because I was trading time for dollars. And if nothing changes in your life, nothing changes if you are not willing to make the change. So I had to decide to make that change. I really had to decide to make that change for myself. And I was like, okay, what are we doing? So I started a physical brick and mortar business up in Canada when I was still living there. It was a day spa. And I sunk in $100,000 that I borrowed from my parents to build out this spot. And then I had to pay an enormous amount of money in rent. I think it was like $1,500 at the time, plus pay people. And I started hating that too because it it wasn't fulfilling me in terms of like I was putting way more work into it and it was just difficult. The return on investment really wasn't there because when you have a physical business, you are putting money back into the business, right? Like you're constantly putting money back into the business. We had to buy products for the spa all the time, right? You use up stuff, you buy products, you have to pay rent, you have to pay lights, you have to pay all this other stuff. So to make profit, it takes a little bit of time. In fact, most businesses, it takes 5 years for most businesses to make money, right? That's the generalization. Within 5 years, it's where your profits start finally after 5 years. Within 3 to 5 years is what it is. And after 4 years, I was really burnt out and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So we shut it down. And then I moved to the US with my now husband, who is American, and I went back to a real job. And I say this as a real job because I don't really understand why every job is a real job. If you're making money at it, you're making money at it. It's a job, right? Well, unless they're illegal. Unless they're illegal. But if you're making money, it's a real job. And so I went back to a real job. I had my son. I was missing out on him's growing up, on his first steps, on everything. And I'm like, there has to be a better way. There has to be something better. And my husband and I started another physical business. We make cutting boards, but that is a physical business. You have to carry inventory. You have to do all these things. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, there has to be something better. I wanted something better out of my life. I didn't want to trade time for money. And the thing is that we can all get our work done in about 4 hours time at our job. So why are we working 8 to 10? There was a study done about this. That most of us, if we're efficient enough, we can get our work done between like 4 hours, about 4 hours. So who came up with this 8 to 10 hour workday? Hello, Sebastian. That's my other son. So who came up with that? Like, what's that all about? No, please no. Sebastian. They got a fart. It was his brother's birthday yesterday, and they have a fart gun. And Gabriel turned 5 yesterday. Okay, stop, please. That's enough. Thank you. That's what happens when you are working at home. You get a fart gun in your face. It's a minion fart gun. Okay. Sebastian. All right. Thank you. Okay, please stop. What is it that you need? Do you want some food? My head. Okay. Trade, can you grab his? Sorry, guys. We're having some. Gabriel, please trade. Just, can you let him finish? No. Please. I know. Just let him finish real quick. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I wish I could pause this and then go give my kids heck. Okay. Gabriel, trade. Now. Please. Here. Can you set him up, please? He needs to also have a long charger in mommy's bedroom. Sorry, guys. My bosses here are bugging me. My bosses, I say that, my bosses. My kids are my bosses. And my 5-year-old just turned 5 yesterday and he got a fart gun. Sorry, I'm like digressing here, but he got a fart gun. A minion fart gun, right? That's what we're working for. But no, let's not play with that right now. Mommy's trying to do a live. Story of my life, you guys. For those of you that are just joining me. Here I am. I'm like telling you how great it is to work from home. Okay, no. I'm actually just working from home. Good morning, William. I'm actually just working from home so that I can annoy the crap out of my kids the rest of the day. That's my whole goal in life here. Anyways, I was talking about why I'm working from home and what it means to me and why for those of you that are just joining, I went on this whole spiel about it, about how I didn't feel fulfilled. I was a zombie driving to work. And I felt like everybody else was a zombie around me driving to work and counting the days until Friday from Monday. And then dreading going to sleep on Sundays because guess what? Oh, thank you for following. Um, I was just dreading. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to. William, thank you for following. I was dreading going to work and I was dreading going to sleep because I had to wake up in the morning and go to a job that I wasn't fulfilled in, that I didn't like. That I was like, why are we working 8 to 10 hours a day? Who came up with that number? And so I was zombified, and I'm like, there has to be a better way. And guess what? We live in a world where you can make money online. And don't be shy about saying that. We all have to make money, right? We all have to make money in order to feed our kids. So there should be nothing taboo about it, unless, if you want to do like shaking your booty online, that's fine too. But for me, I was like, there has to be a better way. And I'm like, what is there about we can all make money online? And you know what? Let me tell you something. I started digital marketing. I know people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Another person talking about digital marketing. Listen, there is a reason I started this, and you don't have to if you don't want to. But this is giving me my freedom back because I've learned that I don't have to work 8 or 10 hours a day. Like, you have to get out of that mindset. And this program teaches you how to work two hours a day. If you are productive, and it teaches you how to be productive, you get your work done in 2 hours a day. And guess what? Most of us, even working real jobs, I say that in quotation marks, real jobs, can get our work done in like 4 hours. So why are we wasting our time at these jobs working 8, right? Who says you need to work 8 hours? Who came up with that? Or 10 hours? And you're trading time for money because we have to work, because in our society, that's what it's all about. It's crazy. Where did all of this come from? Where did the decision to work 8 to 10 hours, where was that normalized and when? I don't get it. I never did. So I started my digital marketing journey because I wanted to share it with people, and I wanted to learn myself how I can make money online. And it's okay to say that. But most of all, I just wanted to change my life. I just wanted to have more time with my family. I didn't want to trade time for dollars, because if everybody else, if there is like thousands of other people that are making money online, working online, doing digital marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing encompasses like a whole plethora of things. But drop shipping, affiliate marketing, whatever you want, creating digital products, selling those. What's wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with that. Now, I've had businesses in the past, you guys. I've had businesses that I had to put investments into, a lot of money into, that I didn't see any return on. Do you have to invest in yourself here? Yes, but tell me, if you invested in yourself right now, if you invested in yourself, took some courses and learned about digital marketing and how you can make money online, and you can make a return on your investment and start seeing profit within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, wouldn't that be worth it? The idea that we can fulfill our dreams, that we can have these things and make $1 or $3 or $600 a day by working 2 hours is not a pipe dream anymore. It used to be only a pipe dream, Gabriel. It used to be a pipe dream, right? Like, it used to be, oh, only a few people are doing it. Oh, this whole thing is so new. But that's the way the world is going. We are no longer having to work traditional jobs if we don't want to. Or for those of us who want to for those of you who just want to like have a supplementary income, because how many of you have a rainy day fund that you have enough saved up that just in case something happens, you can fix it? How many of you have that? How many of you have extra money put away for an investment, or have extra money put away to take your kids on vacation? Because I can tell you right now, a traditional job is not going to be enough anymore. With the way the world is going, I don't feel like it's going to be enough anymore. I'm telling you, I don't think it's going to be enough anymore. It's not enough. It's not enough to make bill payments. It's just not. So I started learning how to make money online. I know it's not shaking my butt in front of the camera, but I started learning how to make money online and how to be better and how to learn the skill that I guarantee you is going to be necessary. It's like, I feel like driving manual transmission should be a thing. And people should have to learn how to drive. We're trying to teach our older boy how to do that. It's a good skill to have, like being able to change a tire. So learning online now is like a good skill to have, because every business that you see has some sort of online presence now, right? So learning digital marketing isn't just selling courses, because that's part of it. And what's wrong with that? There are universities who are selling you courses and teaching you how to do digital marketing now. That's how it is. So what's the problem? Why are we so like about it? If there are universities teaching digital marketing and they're accredited, they're real schools, and these people that are teaching you how to do digital marketing may or may not even be digital marketers themselves, or if they're teaching you other things, do they have real world experience doing it, or are they just professors? I'm not knocking professor, I'm just saying, do they have real world experience teaching how to do all this? Or is it just like, it's just like professor, you're going to school, you're paying for courses. You go to a university, you're paying for courses, right? You go to learn, and now accredited universities have digital marketing as courses because they see that that's the way the world is going. They have things to teach people how to make money online, how to work online. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing to me. That's crazy to me. Because here's the thing. I can make money online from anywhere that I have my phone and an internet connection. So why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to work online if I have just the need for a phone, internet connection, and 2 hours to learn to do my work? Why does that seem so like mind-blowing to people? I don't know. It was to me at first too, I think. Like at first I was like, can that really be done? Because we're in that old school time, like that time frame of we have to work 8 to 10 hours to make money. Who came up with that? Who did that? I want to talk to that person. Where was that decided that we have to work 8 to 10 hour days in order to make a living? Like, if you know, drop me a comment. I'm curious if you know. Because to me, that's insane. Like, who decided? Where did that come from? Who said you can't make money online? You can. Do you work hard when you go to your job? Do you put effort in when you go to your job? Can you finish your job for the day in 4 to 6 hours or even less? Or do you need the full 8 to 10? Most of us don't. Most of us can do our job efficiently in 4 hours. So where does that 8 to 10 come from? Or 12 even for some people. Where does it come from? Who decided that we need to work 8, 10, or 12-hour days? I mean, if you know, let me know. I want to talk to that person. Like, why that number, right? And we have to get out of that mindset that making money online isn't real, people. Why is it not real? It is real. It's tangible. It's very real. What is the problem? I don't get it. What is the problem that you have, that any of you might have with making money online? Do you have to put time and effort into it? Yeah. But what if you could see the results as being way bigger than you ever thought? Can you imagine what your life would be like in 6 months' time if you could have $100,000 in the bank? Because I can, because I've seen people do it. I know people that have done it. I know people that have done this, and it is mind-blowing because they were sitting here at the very beginning thinking that they couldn't do it either, never even realizing that that could be something that they could do, that in 6 months they could have $100,000 in their account. How many of you can make $600 or $100,000 in a year? How many of you have those types of jobs? Working 8 to 10 hours a day, of course. But how many of you can make money? Hi, Happier. Nice to see you. How many of you make $100,000 at your job? Do you love your job? Do you really love your job? Do you love driving to work and being a zombie? Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the gift, Happier. Do you love your job? Do you love driving to work? Because I was a freaking zombie driving to work, you guys. I felt like everybody else when I looked through my window out of my car driving to work. And I was like, everybody here looks miserable, like a zombie driving to work. And I didn't get why we had to be at our jobs 8 to 10 hours a day. Thank you so much for the rose, Happier. Like, who decided that 8 to 10 hours a day was the magic number to do your job and make a living? Because we're all trading time for money here. We're all trading time for money when we're working for somebody else because it's on their time, on their dime. We are trading our souls for somebody else and we are making their dreams come true. We're working for their dreams, for their companies. And I was sick of it. Good morning. I was sick of it. I didn't want that. I'm like, I can work my job for 2 hours. And why can't we make money online? Who said? Why is this such a taboo thing still? Why is making money online such a taboo thing that we can't talk about? Or that we're like, oh my God, no, that's not real. That's not real. And I'll tell you what, I was super skeptical too. Okay. If you are in my shoes, I get it. I was super skeptical for months and I just watched all these people and I'm like, are these people even real? Or do they actually make money? Or are they just lying? And then after a while, I'm like, okay, well, there are people. And then I figure out that I knew people who were making money and they were doing well for themselves so that in 6 months' time, they were making $100,000. Yes, it is possible. I promise you. $100,000 in 6 months, even if that's in a year and you only work 2 hours a day because you are committed and you have figured out your job that it only takes you 2 hours to do a day, and the rest of the time you have to do whatever you want. You can spend time with your family. You can go get a pedicure. You can go wash your truck. You can do all these things and not be limited by time. Because when we go to somebody else and we make their dreams come true and we work for them, guess what? We finish our jobs at 3:30 at 4:30, whenever they tell us we can. We go on vacation when however many weeks that they tell us we can. We have as many sick days as they tell us that we have. And God forbid you try to have more. It will be like, yeah, okay, I guess, but then, maybe it's frowned upon. If you love your jobs and if you are fulfilled in your career and you don't have that dread on Sundays that you don't want to go to sleep because you have to wake up in the morning on Monday, then you need to leave this live. This is not for you. And I am thrilled for you that you love it. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not all going to love doing everything all the time, right? There's going to be painful parts of anything, even having a business. There's painful parts. But to me, it's a no-brainer. I was willing to put myself in there and learn this making money online, this digital marketing thing, so I could learn it because why not? This is for my family, you guys. This is for my family, for myself, for my own peace of mind, because life is short. And I don't want to be 60 years old, having worked for somebody else, collect a crappy pension, and then sit there and not be able to do anything else with my life because I cannot afford it. That's the worst part for me. Right? I mean, what do you guys... All right. My kids, there's a strawberry on the floor. I mean, tell me, what is it that you want from life? Where do you see yourself in 6 months? Where do you see being in 6 months in your life? I'm curious. I would love to know where you see yourself in 6 months. Because where I see myself is being able to see my parents who live in Canada more often, because I'll be able to afford the tickets. I can work when I go on vacation and still make money in my sleep, because my business runs on automations. Because I'm learning how to do automations and email automations, right? That's what this is all about. It's not so much about the money. It's about what the money is going to give me. And that is my freedom and my time back. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. If you don't make the change, nothing will change. We can all sit there and be like, I wish I was skinnier. I wish I won the lottery. Well, okay. What are the chances of winning the lottery? Like 1 in 20 million, right? I wish I was skinnier. Well, don't say I wish. Go do it. Nobody is gonna... There is no fairy godmother to be like, I wish I was rich. Here's my magic wand. There is nothing like that. If you wish for something, if you have a dream, you have to go and get it. Whatever that takes. You have to be willing to go and get it. And give yourself time to work through it. Right? And get there. It doesn't happen overnight. There's that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. There's a reason there's a saying like that, right? But look at Rome now. You have to be able to do things for yourself. Now, I am doing digital marketing. Yes. I am learning how to make money online. And what's wrong with that, people? Tell me what's wrong with that. If you could have the opportunity, that you could make $100,000 in a year, would you do it? Would you? If you knew that opportunity was there, if you knew you could make $100,000 a year, would you do it? Right? That, like, to me is invaluable. And I did start digital marketing with a program, and it's the Legacy Builder program, and I love it. I love being part of this program because it teaches me everything I need to know about digital marketing, affiliate marketing, if I have my own business, how to utilize social media to increase my sales in my own business, aside from digital marketing. It teaches me how to make digital products and resell them if I want. If I'm a creator, like if I make candles, or if I do crocheting, if I don't do any of that. I'm terrible at crocheting, by the way. But if I do anything creative at home, I can make a digital guide or whatever and sell those. Calendars, people make all kinds of digital content and sell them. And why? Because digital content you only have to create one time and then you're done. And then you don't have to worry about having a physical product on hand that you have to remake over and over and over again. People do drop shipping. It teaches you how to even create your own courses. So that if you want to make your own course and sell that and teach people how they can have more freedom, how they can get back their family life, how as a dad you don't have to work 60 hours a week anymore. I've had so many women retire their husbands, and I've had so many men in the community who have done so incredibly well for themselves that they can quit their jobs. Because let me tell you something. When you are working for somebody else, they have the opportunity to let you go at any point in time. Or what happens if you get sick or hurt on the job? They will replace you in an instant. Do not think for a second that you will not get replaced, because you will. Do not think for a second. Nobody in this world is irreplaceable to a company who needs workers. Nobody. The only people that you are irreplaceable to is your family. to your wives, to your kids, to your brothers, to your sisters, to your parents. Those are the people that you are irreplaceable to. So don't think for a second that the company you have worked 20 years for will not replace you like that. If you get sick, if you, God forbid, die, if something happens to you that you cannot come to work, they will replace you. And I didn't want to take that chance. There's a man in our community, which, by the way, if you like to be part of a community, if you like the program, when you invest and you learn about digital marketing, you get the course, but you also get this huge community. And he's in our community. He used to be a welder. He's doing extremely well for himself in digital marketing and making money online. Extremely well. And he said he used to be a welder, and one day he got let go because of shortage of work. And he was working for this company for 20 years. 20 years! And just like that, they have to think of the bottom line, right? The company you're working for thinks of the bottom line. To them, that is the bottom line. And if they cannot afford you anymore, even though you've worked there for 20 years, guess what? There you go. So what happens when that company lets you go after 20 years because they're losing money because they can no longer afford you and they have to look at their bottom line? But you've put 20 years into them, right? You are replaceable to people that you work for. You are replaceable to my other brother just lost his job from AT&T. Yes, exactly. 20 years, AT&T. And they're a huge company, right? Somebody started that company from the bottom up, but they're a huge company. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We have a man in the community who was a welder, and he lost his job after 20 years and then decided that, he wasn't going to do that anymore. So he's doing digital marketing and he's making a killing, you guys. Like, Greg, he's making a killing. He's been at it, I don't know, I think a year and a half. Actually, I'm not really sure, but he does really well for himself. So tell me, and I'm always asking people why they think that you can't make money online. It's very possible. Do you have to show up every day? But you show up every day for a job, right? Like, you show up every day for work. So why not show up for yourself? Because my dream in 6 months is to be totally financially free and get out of debt. We're still working through our debt. We have a lot of debt that we're still working through, and I don't like that. And if I went to a job that paid me $50,000 a year, it would take me forever to get out of my debt that I got myself into. And some of it was just bad luck, and some of it was choices that we made that we thought would end up differently. I think AI will take over most of jobs necessitating. Yeah, you're probably right. But that's the thing, like, we're working, that's why making money online is not such a big thing. Like, people are still really threatened by it. I don't know, or maybe the word is like they're like, like, I'm not sure if this is a real thing. Like, why? What's the difference between making money online and making it out in the real world, right? We just have to change that mindset, because our mindset, our society's mindset, especially people that are like my age, 40s or older, is we were ingrained into, like, you need to work your 8 to 10 hours a day for a company for 20 years or 30 or 40 years, retire on your pension, and that's what you need to do. That's the way to do it if you want to provide for your family. Well, that's bullshit. That's no longer the case, because like Greg, like your brother just got laid off, lost his job after 20 years like that, because they're thinking about their bottom line. They're not thinking about him. And if he got sick by any means, or if something happened to him where he couldn't come to work, he would be replaced, because we are all replaceable. Not you. You are not replaceable. The only people that we're not replaceable to is our families. Our families, our kids, our spouses, our parents, our siblings. Those are the people that we are not replaceable to. But everybody else is going to replace us instantly, because they have to, because maybe it's with somebody better, maybe it's with somebody worse that does the job, but they're still going to replace you. They're going to replace me, and I'm like, I don't want to be replaceable. I want to be in charge of my own future, right? I want to be in charge of my own future. Sorry. I want to be in charge of my own future here. That's what I want. And if I can make money online doing it, not if, because I'm talking about like making online money doing it is a norm these days. That's the way. Gabriel, my son just turned 5 yesterday and he got a fart gun for his birthday. So now he's like, fart gun. Boys and their farting noises. Okay, stop please. Mommy's almost done, I promise you. And then we'll play a game. But this is what my 2-hour workday looks like. If any of you are interested in looking at the program that I am in and the courses that I'm taking, again, don't feel taboo about using the word courses and making money online. This is normal. I want you to think about what your life is going to be like in 6 months. Are you going to be able to afford having money in your account for that rainy day? Are you going to be able to take your kids on vacation? Or do you have to plan for 3 years for that? Are you, like, and again, I never got why we had to work 8 to 10 hour days. Where did that come from? Who decides that? I want to talk to the person who you decided. Okay. My boss over here decided. My son, my 5-year-old son decided that we have to work 8 to 10 hour days. That's what I don't get. Where did this come from? Right? Who decided that 8 to 10 hours was what we needed when we are efficient as a society and most of us can get our work done in 4? There was actually a study done on this, about it. There was a whole study done about how most people can get their work done in way less than 8 hours. So why are we there? Why are we there? And who decided that we're going to be there and that we're going to work 8 hours and get paid, Why 8? Why not 6? Why not 12? I don't know. Like at some point, somebody in society decided that that was a thing. But there's so much more now to all of this, right? Back in the day, you had to work for somebody else, for a company that started from the ground up, that hired people to go to a physical job. Now you can do work online. You can make money working online. This is not a thing anymore. Some people do it on, on the sly and like shaking their butts. But hey, if that works for you, that works for you. But I wanted to have that skill, that online skill, because that's the way the world is going. And I wanted to be able to teach other people that you can have this life too. You can work 2 hours a day, be home with your kids, or go out to lunch, go get a pedicure, I don't know, go to the racetracks, whatever your thing is. Work 2 hours a day, and it doesn't even have to be consecutive 2 hours, which is the crazy part. You can work 2 hours per day and have $100,000 in your bank account in a year. Why does that seem like it's not possible? Because we were programmed to think it wasn't. That's why. But people are doing it every single day now. Every single day. You invest in yourself and you reap the rewards of your investment. Now some people see that reward in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 5 months. But it's a one-time investment. You only do it once. Now when you have a brick and mortar store or a business, you have to keep reinvesting, right? When you are learning digital marketing and doing courses and things like that, you only invest one time. There's no monthly fees or anything like that. You learn about making money online and then you utilize those skills to do that. And the program that I do, Legacy Builder program, they teach you step by step by step by step by step. It is like a work of art. It's like Da Vinci came in. Because there are other programs, and whatever works for you, if you want to start digital marketing or if you want to learn how to make money online, then do that. But this worked for me because it was very laid out. It was step by step, it is in depth, but very easily laid out, showing you exactly the steps you need to take to be successful. And on top of all of that, you get this great community that you are a part of. This community of people that support you. you get mindset training. Because let me tell you, when you are trying to make money on, or working for yourself, making money online, there is going to be a lot of people who are like, this is bull, this is crap, this does not work. Why are you trying to sell me stuff like you're some sort of skeezy salesperson? That's not what this is about. This is about us learning about how to make money online so that we can have better quality of life with our family, for ourselves, for them, for our kids, right? That's what this is about. To get out of debt, to be able to pay for your kids' sporting events, sporting activities. A few months ago, we were trying to sign up our kids for football. And we were in a place in our lives financially that I was like, well, we have 2 boys, and it was costing $150 per child. And so it was either going to be $300 to sign them up. Sorry, I'm thirsty. It was either going to be $150 to sign them up for football each, so $300, or I had to take that money to pay bills. And I had to take that money to pay bills. So we got lucky, and I emailed the coordinators, and I said, listen, I really want to put my kids in there, but unfortunately this year we can't. And when I was emailing, I was crying about it, you guys. I was crying because I felt like a crappy mom. I felt like a really crappy mom. So I was crying about it. And I emailed the organizers, and I said, listen, I'm so sorry. Like, we would love to put them into football, but we just can't swing it financially this year. I'm going to do it next year, you know? And they emailed me back right away and said, we're going to give them scholarships, and we're going to give your kids the football so they can play. And you know what? It was just amazing to me, the community that we're in. It's just amazing. And so when I talk about making money online, I'm not doing it just so I can make money online and just for the money. The money is good. It pays my bills. It feeds my kids. It lets them play sports. But it's not just about that. Because of what these people did for our family, I want to now have enough that I can do that for another family that needs it, because there are families out there who need it. There are moms who are struggling. There are dads who are struggling. And they shouldn't have to struggle, right? We shouldn't have to struggle. So this is part of why I'm doing it too. It's for my quality of life, and I want to be able to help others with theirs. Once I'm still learning too, you guys. I'm still learning about everything that has to do with digital marketing and learning things online. But I can tell you it has already changed my life for the better. Just from a mental and emotional standpoint as well, it has already, and I have grown as a person because of the mindset training, because of all of that, because that's a huge part of it. You have to believe in what you're doing and believe in yourself. And I have down days. I still have those negative moments, those negative thoughts, and I have to push them out and say, this is for me. Because there are people who are going to be like, this is stupid, this is a scam, this doesn't work, etc., 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 right? I'm going to block you, and that's okay, they're not for me. But I had to stop talking like that to myself and doubting myself. And I still have my moments. I do. Because bad habits are hard to break. If those of you who have done any kind of self-awareness and self-improvement, know that bad habits can be really hard to break. So I'm still working on it. But this opportunity, this has given me a huge opportunity for that change. So to me, this is so much bigger than just making money online. And yeah, I want to make the money, like the big money, and I want to be, and I'm on my way, and I want to be able to you know, have these amazing days like other people, but it's so much more to me than that too. It's being able to teach others and guide them and coach them to help them so that they can have better quality of life with their family, because life is short, my friends. We only have that little dash. We only have that little dash between our years. Life is short. And I know that from experience, right? I know that, and if you're just joining me, I know that because my mom passed away when she was 36 and I was 15. And she never got to realize her dreams. She has never met her grandkids. She never got to see me get married. I believe she's watching over me, but she never physically was there, right? So I want to leave a legacy for my kids, for my family. So this online marketing, this online digital marketing, this online money making thing isn't just about making money. Yes, it's about that too, but it's so much more. It's so much more. It's about leaving a lasting legacy. It's about learning the different ways so that I can leave them with a lasting legacy. And that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave you for today. If you're interested in learning more, I have a link in my bio, and it will, you can drop your email in there if you want, and I'll send you the blueprint video. There will also be a free webinar coming up that you can join, and I'll send information out for that. But if you're interested in learning more about how you can change your life, please let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you have a great day with your families. Stay cool, stay safe.